it's Lucy. We're back with another episode of The Juice with Lucy, and today's episode is Christmas themed. I have my boo thing in here with me, of course. We're going to go over some things just like from our Christmas past, things from our childhood, things that I think are not so traditional that I tried to take from my childhood and put it into my child as well. So we'll start with a non-traditional thing, Christmas trees. Everyone always puts up a Christmas tree. I say everyone. You put up a Christmas tree for Christmas. I didn't like that. For one, I didn't like all of the needles all over my house. I didn't want to constantly have to clean up with all of that. So I started
Just
getting...
go to like Target or Walmart or somewhere.
Well, I wouldn't even do that.
Get the best Christmas tree you can find.
Yeah, I didn't even want to do that. So I have my creative side with me. So Jaden and I, when she was younger, we would get on Pinterest and look up ideas for non-traditional Christmas trees.
Oh, yeah.
When she was younger, maybe like 2 to 3 years old, we would get the felt. Like, remember that you would put on the wall and like you could decorate.
It's like the Velcro kind of felt.
Kind of, yeah. It would just like stick to itself.
Yeah.
So we would go get that, and I would cut out the Christmas tree, put that on the wall, and then we'd sit there and we'd cut our own little ornaments. And that was something that she could do as she was younger.
That's cool.
Yeah, that transitioned into actually building things. So one year it was just 2x4s. The whole tree was made out of 2x4s. And it had a backing to it, and then the top one was small. It would get bigger and bigger as it went down, put nails in it. And then we would take Christmas lights, string it through there, and then also like make homemade ornaments. So I thought that was a cool twist on something that's not your typical everyday Christmas thing.
Build a tree.
Yeah, build a tree. Exactly.
Build a tree. We never, I don't know that maybe. I think there were a few times where we would have like an actual tree, but same thing. It's like, who the hell wants to clean up all them needles?
No, and I'm not your typical holly jolly.
And what do you do with it after? You'd have to take it outside and burn it after.
Well, yeah, that's when you have a bonfire for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Huge bonfire.
We would, most of the time, just go buy like the big, nice artificial tree.
Yeah.
That way, when Christmas was over, you pack it up, and Christmas came next year, you unpack it.
But the issue with that is losing the pieces for it. Look, my mom, she was the one, she'd put the tree up.
That's why you put it back in the box that it comes in.
I know, but I'm not really good at putting things back where they go. We know this. So, like, you end up missing something. And I think at one point throughout the year, we missed, like, the whole back of the tree. I have no idea where it went. So we decided to just, like, back it up to the corner. And there was no tree behind the back of it. But my mom's crazy into Christmas. She'll leave her Christmas tree up all the way through Mardi Gras. Like, she'll change the lights on it, make it Mardi Gras
and
themed.
we're opposite.
Yeah. Right. I don't even think we put up a Christmas tree since we've been together.
No, because we usually have so much going on that we're so busy.
Yeah.
That it's like, when are we gonna put up a Christmas tree?
And if I did put one up this time, I think it would be more of like a Nightmare Before Christmas theme.
Yeah.
A little darker.
Yeah, we're kind of weird like that.
But it's fine. I mean, it makes us
a
little
like
unique.
Tim Burton Christmas tree.
That's totally my vibe. But something from my childhood that I also think is really neat to talk about is normally everyone goes, they sit around a big table, you have your potluck that you bring. I remember with my dad, because we've talked about him before, he's definitely a very unique person. But he had a welding shop, and we would go sit in the welding shop, freezing to death, fireplace going. But he had an old wood-burning stove. And so we would sit out.
Those are super cool.
It really was. And at that time, I probably didn't appreciate it like I should have. Many other things in your childhood you don't appreciate.
Yeah, because you're a kid, and it's like, at the time, it's like, I don't give a shit about this. But then you look back, it's like, damn.
I should have appreciated it a little bit more. But yeah, we'd sit out there with a wood-burning stove. We'd make homemade bread and like with a little honey butter. And that's a core memory that, again, I didn't appreciate back then, but it sticks with me. And if we had the time of day, I would, honest to God, go find a wood-burning stove, especially because I like the antique stuff.
Yeah.
But that was super cool. Is there anything that you did whenever you were younger that kind of just like stands out to you that, I don't know, maybe was a little different than what your friends were doing?
I don't know that I would say anything that was really different. I do remember like every year we would go to my grandma's, my dad's mom, go to my grandparents' house, and of course she would cook, we'd have the traditional things that you have for Christmas dinner, and the whole family would be over there. It was like a big family reunion. Like 95% of the family would be there. So like our pictures were always sideways.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you say that, like your there's 20 something grandkids?
Yeah, something like that. And then I don't know. I mean, that was something that sticks out to me. I just always remember that. And I, like, for the most part, like in Christmas, I didn't grow, like, we weren't dirt poor, but we weren't wealthy. So it's not like, in July, I could be like, hey, I want a new bike.
Right, I want this big extravagant gift. And you'd wait till Christmas time.
Right. It was like, this is what I got for Christmas was things that I wanted throughout the year. Like if I remember one year, one of the big things I got was a starter jacket because I was a huge Deion Sanders fan, and he went to college at Florida State. So, of course, I was a Florida State Seminoles fan. I wasn't really that much in the LSU. I hate to say it.
Oh,
back
no.
then.
Don't say that. We'll take that part out. You can't just be a new fan.
And I'm definitely not a new fan. I've been an LSU fan since I was, I don't know, probably 10 or something like that. But when I was, young, Florida State was a hot team, and because of Deion, so I got a Florida State starter jacket because starter jackets, like big, bulky, like snow jackets, were the thing.
I do remember I wanted a North Face so bad. All of my friends had North Face. Went to Mandeville High. We've already discussed that before too. And I was like, I want this jacket so bad. Everyone has it. And so they were like, we're just not getting that for you. That's way too expensive. And that was a cool surprise for Christmas as I got it. I
always just like Christmas was a time for me to get things some things I needed. Like at the time I'm like, oh, it's a freaking pack of socks. But you
appreciated those socks throughout the year. Yes, you did.
Went to put my shoes on. But like I remember one year I got, actually 2 years I think. I got, one year was a red Dyno Comp bicycle, which those things were like the popular bike back then, at least with my friends it was.
Back in the day. Way back in the day.
Had the front, the pegs on the front and the back. It's kind of like, and then one year I got a chrome mongoose, which mongoose was another.
I do remember that one. So I actually have a bike story. My poor dad. So around this time, it was actually our first Christmas after a divorce that he had, and it was our first Christmas in the house, just the two of us. And I was at that age where I was just kind of like too cool for school. Nothing excited me. I was just, I was. You couldn't surprise me with anything. So he was so excited. He was ready to show me everything. He woke me up, told me I had presents under the tree. So what does my ass do? I go sit on the couch, turn the TV on, and like the Christmas tree is like right by the TV. And I'm just watching TV like I don't even see the gifts there. And he's like, you're not gonna you look at your stuff, you're not gonna open your gifts or anything? And I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And when I tell you, it broke my dad's heart because that's the year that I wanted this big, nice bike. I can't tell you what bike it was, but I wanted a brand new bike. We were in a neighborhood that I could run around with my friends all the time. And I didn't have one. We had just moved there. So the fact that I pretended like it was just nothing to me, I'm telling you, kids, do not pretend like you're too cool for school. Your parents really go out, and Christmas is such a freaking stressful time of year. Appreciate the stuff that you get. Yeah, when they get
things like that, it's like,
this undeserving ass child.
Show them that you appreciate it. Don't be a dick.
Well, things that happened whenever I was younger, I mean, it helped me with Jaden knowing how to handle gifts, because I have friends that whether it's Easter, they can lose a tooth they are going to have like this massive array of gifts.
Some people be doing way too much for Easter.
Way too much.
Like, bro, it's Easter. Hide some eggs.
And call it a day.
Get them some candy. Like, some people get like, I don't know, just crazy shit. Like, bro, that's Christmas.
Yeah, this isn't the time for you to one up somebody. Like it's not it.
Look what I got for Easter. Everything. You got everything for Easter.
So one thing that I would do with Jaden when she was younger, just to try to like teach her a little bit about Christmas, that it wasn't all about the gifts that you get, is we would go through all of her old toys or things that she might have even not touched from the year before, gather all of that together, and we would donate that, because there's no need for a kid to have everything.
Right. And being honest, like when I was a kid, all right, this Christmas I would get all this stuff. And the big nice things, of course, I held on to those because they were like, one year I got a big CD player, like stereo.
Right,
for
that's
my room,
something that you carry on for years.
My bikes and stuff. Like one year my mom and my stepdad and my dad got together and bought me a 3-wheeler. So things like that. But when you get like the smaller toys, you play with them,
And then pass them on to someone else that's a little
in a year, when you get other toys, it's like you stop playing with those. So you don't need to hold on to them.
Absolutely not. So we would gather all of those up. She would donate those, and then we would kind of replace things. So that way it let her know that you still should give. It's not all about getting.
Right.
And we would do something that she wanted, something that she needed, and then we would do like a bigger gift. I think that that's typically what people do, is that one big gift. But something that we also did is the Santa gift was never the big one. And that was just personally something that I wanted, because knowing that there are kids in her school that may not have a lot, you don't want them going to school. And this is something I firmly believe in. You don't want them going to school saying, well, Santa got me a big trampoline and Santa got me a new cell phone.
Other kids
and they're
are like, well,
Santa got me socks.
Yeah, why don't Santa like me that much?
And I mean, I guess you could look at it from another way too, where it's like, regardless, they're still getting the big stuff and they're going to talk about it and feel bad about it. But it was my way of letting her see that even when she didn't believe in Santa, that Santa doesn't have favorites. This stuff is coming from us. But okay, so I talked about the situation with my dad's and like how we did the wood burning stove thing. And next I'm going to talk about my mom's house, because if anyone knows my stepdad, you know how wild and off the charts he is. We didn't get the little like shoulder shrug of, hey, Santa came. We would have music blaring. That's how we would wake up. He would blare music throughout the entire house, and we'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? And then realize, oh, Santa's here. Yeah. So that was kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, the split Christmas thing is something that I think both of us grew up with, because both of our parents, like your mom and dad, were not together.
Fortunately for you, though, your parents, I'm not dogging my parents right now. They did what they could. They made the best of it. But your parents, they stayed close enough that, like we said before, living on the same property just to be able to have that close-knit. So that's cool that, I'm sure you did have to go from place to place, but you were still able to have your family in kind of one general area. I would take turns being 1 year at my mom's, 1 year at my dad's, 1 year at my mom's.
I would also do that. Like 1 year I would wake up at my dad's, and the next year I'd wake up at my mom's on Christmas Day. So, and then like I would wake up, say I woke up at my mom's, I'd spend half the day with her, and then the other half of the day I would go with my dad, and we'd go to my grandma's, my grandparents' house. And
that's a pretty typical thing, I think, with a split family.
Yeah, like I would wake up at my dad's, I'd spend half the day with him, we'd go to my grandparents, and then my mom would either come pick me up or he'd bring me to wherever, and I'd spend the other half of the day that year with my mom. So, but that's something that we both, had to deal with, was a split.
And then even as we got older and like remarried, having different families because of our parents, obviously still being split up. And then I married into a family prior to you where they were split up. So with my daughter, we'd wake up on Christmas morning and it would be like
10 places to go.
Yeah, it'd be like, rush, hurry up, open your presents. You don't have time to play with them right now. You can play with them when we get home.
We got to go here, we got to go there, and then there, and then there.
Exactly. And that's why I think that I don't really get into the holidays much except for Halloween. Halloween's my thing.
Other than Halloween.
Yeah, but I don't get into it much because it's so stressful. Like there's so much
very
to do.
Stressful. Like even Thanksgiving is that way, because it's like
you have no time to relax and spend genuine time.
I have one grandparent that's still alive, and she lives with my aunt. So it's not so much that aspect anymore, but like even now with us, like of course my dad passed away, so we don't have both of my parents and all that to go to, but we do want to see my mom. And then like my aunts and uncles on my dad's side of the family, they still have Christmas get-togethers. So you like to be able to go visit with them because that's family that you don't always get to see. And then we have your mom, and unfortunately your dad lives in New Mexico. So
we don't really get to just like get in the car and go out there whenever we feel like it. But yeah, it was such a simpler time whenever we were younger. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like for our kids whenever they have children, just the absolute chaos of Christmas time. But I do
want to talk about something that I don't even think we plan to talk about, but this is something that it's something that's always kind of bugged me about Christmas.
Okay.
Is, all right, let's just say you have siblings, and this sibling has, 3 kids, and this sibling has 1 kid.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Or like you have, just friends will buy you something and buy your kids something for Christmas, and it's like they almost expect you to get their kids something. It's like, hang on, man. I got kids of my own, and I have other family, like my parents, who are the whole reason that I'm here.
And I'm going to be honest, I have always been the worst gift giver.
It's feeling the pressure of like people feeling like you have to return the favor of them getting you a gift. Or like say you have one kid. Bro, if you want to get me a gift, cool, thank you.
But don't expect me to think that I have to get something. Yeah. So like I have 1 kid, and my siblings might have 3 or 4. So they're getting 1 gift for my daughter, and then I have 3 or 4 gifts to get. So I'd rather you just not get her anything at all and call it a day.
Or just get it and be cool if the favor's not returned. Because
But again, like I said, I'm the worst gift giver. Like when it comes time for Christmas or birthdays or anything, I'll stick a couple dollars in a card and just be like, here, it's from the heart. So just buy your love.
Yeah, buy what you want.
Exactly.
Look, I am firm in that. Money in a card, here you go, Merry Christmas.
Exactly.
Buy whatever you want.
So I do remember one of the gifts that I got, which it's kind of funny that you're a singer, but I got a karaoke machine when I was younger, me and my sister. And I think our parents really messed up at that point getting that for us because it was just terrible voices screaming through the house all the time. But I was confident and I thought I could sing and I thought I was going to be a singer. Well, your parents that obviously are going to blindly support you would dress me and my sister up in matching little outfits and put us on stage at church. And we're out there singing.
Bro, I can never do that to my kids.
Oh, yeah. Mom did it. I vividly remember
not
the
singing
pink
part.
outfit.
I mean the matching outfits.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cringy
it
to me. I mean, look, that works for some people and that's cool for them, but
I know, we're a little different.
God, that's cringy.
I guess that's why it works. We're not very into the whole traditional thing. But yeah, I was convinced wholeheartedly that I was going to be a singer. I was like, y'all want to come over and listen to me karaoke? And everyone's like, no, we definitely don't. But I guess I learned young that I wasn't going to be a singer as I got older. But it happens.
Well, you weren't drinking tequila at that age either.
That's true, because that's when I can really sing my heart out. They messed up not giving me tequila.
That's right. Should have started you younger.
Should have. So, have you ever been kissed under a mistletoe? I don't know if I want to know the answer to this, except for the one that I'm going to bring up. Around
Actually,
Christmas
no,
time.
I have not.
Okay, so you've never been kissed under a mistletoe?
No, because I'm just being honest, I never gave that much of a shit about being traditional.
Truth. But one time that sticks out to me, it was actually for Thanksgiving, not for Christmas, that we went and visited my dad in the early years. And I wish I could remember the name of that volcano place that we went to.
It was, it's somewhere in New Mexico. Like, I want to say it's kind of, so your dad lives south of Albuquerque in Los Lunas, and I want to say it was maybe south and east of where he was at. There's a historic lava bed. It's like 40-something miles long or something like that.
You can walk through there, which you got to be careful because there's like all kind of like scary-ass little animals out there. Snakes
but that's where we
stuff.
were at. It's like a historic lava bed that's hardened,
Yeah, it was
obviously.
cool. You could actually climb. I'm going to get to the point, I promise. But you could climb up on these. It's not frozen lava. It's like hardened.
Yeah, it's
hardened lava.
Yeah, it's
Dumbass. Frozen. No, so it was hardened lava.
Lava does not freeze.
So you could climb up on top of them and, do all that stuff. But in the middle of all of this lava, we come across a mistletoe tree. And so that was my first ever mistletoe kiss. And it wasn't at Christmas, but I thought that was super sweet. That
No, but that's par for the course for us.
Yeah.
Like, don't kiss under the mistletoe at Christmas time.
Right.
We're like Thanksgiving in the middle of a hardened lava bed.
Right. That's when we're
mistletoe.
kissing under the mistletoe. So one thing I do think I'm going to try to convince you of this year is to do the jingle bells in your beard. You have to. I've been asking you for like 4 years now. You know what? We're going to do
weird.
I don't care. We're going to do a poll for this. And if we get...
Well, of course, everybody's going to... You know how many people want to... Like, can I touch your beard?
It's either glitter, Christmas glitter,
bruh.
or the jingle bells.
I will absolutely do bells before glitter.
Okay.
This is my announcement to the world. Whoever invented glitter, I hope your toenails fall off.
Oh my goodness,
I
that's
freaking
aggressive.
hate glitter so bad. Oh, I hate it.
All right,
It's
so we're gonna shake on it right now. I can do at least for a picture.
See, I
at
didn't
least
say
for
that.
a picture.
I did not say that.
You don't have to wear it out anywhere, but at least for a picture.
Okay, for a picture.
We're getting
We'll
jingle
do it.
bells in your beard.
We'll do it
Perfect.
now
I'm here
everybody's
for
going to
it.
be waiting for a picture.
Yeah, and
We got to see the picture.
it's gonna happen. What are some other Christmas things that we've done since we've been together? You did Santa on the River at Warsaw.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
yeah.
We had our little
Sand on the River's a little thing that we do just on the river. I hope no kids are watching this. That's terrible.
There probably will,
All right,
but
well,
they'll
so,
be of age, I think. And
yeah,
if
so
not,
if there are any children out there that are watching this that don't know the real earmuffs, parents.
or look, this is the way that we can explain it. That Santa is really, really, really busy, and
Yes.
so he has to hire out helpers from time to
He
time.
does, and I was fortunate to be hired one
Yes.
year. As
He couldn't make it out to the river that year.
Yes. So we went out on a boat, and all the little kids know that, it's Santa on the River, and we just go from camp to camp down the river, and, we collect gifts or get little small gifts, and it's
Your
nothing
mom's really,
major.
really good at that. Like, that's one thing that she makes sure every single year she does is she makes the little gift bags for them.
Yeah. And it's
stuffed
nothing
animals.
real huge, it's just, it's
And it's
for the
usually on
kids.
Christmas
on
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
After that, we go back to the bar, and Santa and Mrs. Claus take their little naughty pictures. I remember that. That was one of my
that was
favorite
fun.
ones. No, that was cool. But Santa on the River is definitely a fun thing. So if y'all are ever actually in what river is that? Blood River?
Our bar is on Blood River, and it runs into Tickfall.
Okay. So Christmas Eve
Because
every
I think
year.
we go all the way down to Kings Point, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know directions.
I'm pretty
I can't
sure
get home.
we go all the way from Warsaw to Kings Point.
So if you're listening and you want to have your child be a part of this, just send us a message and we'll make sure that we put you on the route if we're able to.
Yeah.
But that's super, super special for the kids.
See, that's more what I like about Christmas. I could give a shit if I get a gift or not. I'd
No,
rather
for
give
real.
people
It's like
stuff.
seeing the excitement on their
Yeah.
faces, and I don't know. It's all very special. Another thing that we actually are a part of every year that I think is so awesome. I mean, it brings me to tears every year that we do it. But it's Night of Angels with Pastor T. And it's cool that we're involved in that too, because Pastor T, obviously, he
Right.
married us. But it's for anyone with special needs, whether you're a child, an adult, whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the same place this year, but like you said, it was Lamar Dixon. But it's really neat because they'll have people there that are cooking. They put music on, or they'll have live entertainment, and they bring all of the special needs children or adults, whatever it may be, and they kind of do like this parade for them where they go through and there's booths set up to where they get to grab gifts and candy, and it's a very memorable experience.
Yeah,
they feel
is.
like they are just on top of the world at that moment. And that's something, I don't even know how that came about, but it's really special that Pastor T and obviously everyone that's involved with it.
And Peanut and your mom are always involved in that.
Yeah,
every
they
year.
typically cook for it.
Yeah, Peanut is, for those of y'all that don't know, my stepdad, my stepdad,
Yeah, my stepdad.
my father-in-law is an amazing cook. So
Yeah.
he usually cooks for Night of Angels every year.
Yeah, so that's a really cool thing that y'all should look into for sure. If you have a special needs child or a friend or anything, it's something that is well worth going to.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
For sure. So our Christmases together, like we said, we're always traveling, or like you might have shows that are coming up. But what's super cool is last year, whenever we got to go to California for Christmas,
Yeah.
your managers brought us out there, and they brought us to San Diego, which, being where I was born, that was really cool to get to go back there.
To get to go back, yeah, because y'all moved when you were like, what, 6 months old or something like that?
I was really young.
Yeah. For those of y'all that don't know, I don't know if we mentioned this or not, but her dad was in the Navy, so
Right.
he was out in California, in San Diego. That's why she was born out there.
So to get to go back and experience those things, because honestly, I don't know when, because of our travel schedule, unless you would have played out there, when we would have even actually gotten to go,
I know.
visit.
I know.
But they were they surprised us with that. They brought us to Disney. Was it Disneyland?
Yeah. The one that's in California.
Yeah,
I think Disneyland is in California. Disney World is in Orlando.
So seeing Christmas in Disneyland, I'm not a huge crowd type person, believe it or not. With him being a musician, you'd think that I'd be good at it by now. But it was so pretty out there. The lights, the massive trees. Everywhere we went, there was like I don't even know, like 70-foot tall Christmas tree. But you would expect Christmas time to be like snow and all of that. It was like, what, 70 degrees out there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's California.
This is true.
SoCal.
Yeah.
At that.
No, but that was really fun. That was a very memorable Christmas for me, especially since we've been together.
Yeah, for sure. That was a lot of fun. And to be able to, like, be at Disneyland for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know.
So I want to go back
super cool.
actually to people have obviously heard this a few times, but your dad's passed away. And something that I thought was really cool that you've told me before is that every year you got him the same gift.
Yeah.
What was that gift?
It was, so my dad used to collect these. So, like, he would find one that he liked and he would buy it. But every year I would always get him one that, that I knew he didn't have. And it was one of the, I forget what they call them. There's a scale size for them. But it's a die-cast metal car that comes in a box about this big. And, they make, like, the old trucks and, like, the old cars and, different things like that. So every year for Christmas, that's what I would get
That's
him.
kind of like a non-traditional thing I asked you if there was something like that. Because obviously every year someone's going to want something different, but that was something special and memorable, like between you and your dad. Something else that sticks out in my brain is my pawpaw. Every year, it didn't matter where he was, what he was doing, if he was, nursing home, whatever it may be, he always got us a chocolate. Like those chocolate Santas every year. So, that kind of started my chocolate infatuation. We can blame a pawpaw for that. But that was something that every single year, no matter what, if I didn't get another gift, that is something that I truly looked forward to. Times are so different these days. Like, family doesn't even really get together that much anymore.
Yeah. Traditions kind of, like for me and my cousins, especially on my dad's side, every single Sunday, like everybody would come over. My grandmother cooked spaghetti every single Sunday. And they were full-blood Italian, so it was like spaghetti.
How did your grandma handle having like 20-something grandkids? My goodness. Did everyone get a gift?
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every single one.
Every single one.
Golly.
And even like, let's just say that, one of my cousins had gotten a little older, 20-something years old, and they had a girlfriend, not a wife, fiance, a girlfriend that had a kid. My grandmother would make sure that she bought something.
That's so sweet. We need to be more like our grandparents, honestly. Like, life's so fast right now. We need to slow down and live like they did.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. Especially with our schedule.
I know.
But, my Uncle Jimmy actually does still have some of those cars.
He does. And, oh, my gosh, his saloon, or like he has a general store. Look, we're going to have a party over there one day, and I'll do a whole tour of it. His Uncle Jimmy has this really cool place. We should do a Christmas party there one year.
And he built all of it. Like, he built it all himself. It's like a full inside air-conditioned bar.
Picture going to like an old western town, and there's a bar.
Like an outside area, I think, with a picnic table or a table that's got like a barbecue pit and all that stuff. And then he's got like the general store.
The barber shop.
The barber shop, which that's one of my, let's see, who would that be to me? I think that would be my great uncle. Yeah, that would be my dad, and my Uncle Jimmy's uncle was a barber in Hammond.
That's cool, things that are passed down. But I do remember seeing that actually now. We need to make sure that we get our hands on those before he ever, gets rid of anything. But no, whenever we leave here, I'm going to call him and tell him we need to actually have a big Christmas party out there. That would be so cool. See it all like lit up with the Christmas lights.
Yeah, it's nice back there.
Might actually get me into the Christmas spirit. And look, I'm not a Grinch by any means. I don't like
think
Christmas.
Either one of us are a Grinch.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hate Christmas. We're just like, I'm not spending $5,000 to decorate my house for
No, and
everybody
like when
to
I
see.
go into a store and it hasn't even hit Thanksgiving yet, I do not want to see Christmas decorations everywhere.
Well, and I think another reason that we're not traditional on Christmas, like when it comes to gifts and stuff, is because we see something throughout the year and we're like, oh, I want that.
That's so true. We actually, have we ever even bought each other a Christmas gift? I don't think we have.
So I guess maybe for me, at least, because when I grew up, the things that I would get for Christmas were the things that I wanted throughout the year. Now that I'm an adult and I can buy my own
I'm grown.
shit,
I do what I want.
Yeah. I don't have to get it for a Christmas gift. I just go buy it.
Okay, so something that I wanted to ask, I want everyone to tell me too what they did for their children, or maybe I can give them some ideas of like cute little things for the Santa lovers. We would actually put flour out like on the concrete outside and up the steps, and then like put our footsteps in them to make it look like, Santa was actually going into the house. That one was cool. And then we would make reindeer food. It was basically like Chex Mix with like powdered sugar or something on it. And we would put the reindeer food out. I think we even would plant candy canes or something in the house. I mean, not in the house. We would plant candy canes outside in the yard. And there's so many things that you can do, but that was like little sweet things that I would do to add a little extra Christmas spirit, because I knew that my house wasn't fully decorated. I wanted to do more of the creative side of Christmas rather than...
I can't say that I was ever that creative with my kids.
Yeah, I get those little ADHD spurts.
Make some cookies and take a bite out of one of them and put it back on the plate and like drink some milk so it looks like,
that it went down a little bit. So yeah, I mean we've had some fun Christmas times, and things obviously have changed so much over the years. But I think that's pretty much all that I want to cover in this one. But we do have a surprise for everyone. Obviously, I'm not going to bring my husband on here and not have him sing for you.
She talked me into doing this. Actually, her and Jim did. Jim is the producer here, and said that it would be cool if I would do this. So I picked my favorite Christmas song, I think probably of all time. This is the Eagles. Please Come Home for Christmas. Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friend to wish me greetings, oh, once again. Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above. Oh, this is Christmas, hey, Christmas, my dear. Time of year to be with the one that you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam Christmas and New Year will find you home. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief and pain, and I'll be happy Christmas once again. Sorrow, no grief and pain, and I'll be happy Christmas once again.
I could not possibly love you any more than I do right now. My favorite song. That was beautiful, babe. That was absolutely beautiful. My favorite one. Well, we're actually about to get out of here, but I don't want to disappoint my mom and not have you do just a little tiny bit of Hallelujah. So you think you could just like a cappella a couple seconds of it?
I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah.
Chills from head to toe. That one was for you, Mom. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed our little Christmas stories, and you know where to find me. So did I.
Had fun.
You know where to find me, The Juice with Lucy on all social media platforms, and obviously at Thomas Cain Music for anywhere that you want to hear more of this amazing voice. And if you did not enjoy it, it's truly not my problem.
What's wrong with a little bit of crazy?